The fast fashion industry has become a pervasive aspect of modern consumer culture, offering trendy clothing at an unprecedented pace and low cost. While it caters to the desire for affordable and fashionable apparel, the environmental toll of this industry is profound and far-reaching. Fast fashion operates on a model that prioritizes speed and volume, leading to a cycle of overproduction and overconsumption that significantly impacts the planet. One of the most critical environmental issues associated with fast fashion is the sheer volume of waste generated. With clothing collections being released multiple times a season, consumers are encouraged to buy frequently and discard items just as quickly. This disposable mentality results in millions of tons of clothing ending up in landfills each year. Many garments are made from synthetic materials, such as polyester, which can take hundreds of years to decompose. As these items break down, they release harmful greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. The production process of fast fashion is equally damaging to the environment. It often relies on unsustainable practices that consume vast amounts of water and energy. For instance, the dyeing and finishing processes for textiles require significant water resources, contributing to water scarcity in regions where these industries operate. In countries like Bangladesh and India, where many fast fashion items are manufactured, rivers are frequently polluted with toxic chemicals used in dyeing processes, affecting local ecosystems and communities. This pollution can have dire consequences for the health of both the environment and the people living near these industrial sites. Moreover, the fast fashion industry is known for its reliance on cheap labor in developing countries, where workers are often subjected to poor working conditions and minimal pay. This exploitation raises ethical concerns, highlighting the social costs of producing inexpensive clothing. The environmental toll cannot be separated from these social injustices, as the drive for low-cost production often leads to environmental degradation and a disregard for workers' rights. Another significant issue is the impact of microplastics. Many fast fashion garments are made from synthetic fibers, which shed microplastics during washing. These tiny plastic particles are not filtered out by wastewater treatment plants and eventually end up in oceans and waterways, contributing to marine pollution. Microplastics have become a pervasive issue in aquatic ecosystems, posing threats to marine life and entering the food chain, ultimately affecting human health as well. The cycle of fast fashion not only affects the environment during the production and disposal phases, but also perpetuates a culture of consumption that encourages individuals to value quantity over quality. Consumers often find themselves trapped in a loop of purchasing cheap, low-quality items that quickly fall apart or go out of style. This constant cycle fosters a mindset that devalues craftsmanship and sustainability, leading to an overall disregard for the environmental consequences of clothing choices. In response to the negative impacts of fast fashion, a growing movement advocating for sustainable and ethical fashion practices has emerged. This movement encourages consumers to consider the life cycle of their clothing, promoting practices such as buying second-hand, investing in high-quality garments, and supporting brands that prioritize sustainability. By shifting towards a more mindful approach to fashion, individuals can significantly reduce their environmental footprint and contribute to a more sustainable future. Transitioning away from fast fashion requires a collective effort to re-evaluate our relationship with clothing and consumption. It involves embracing a slower, more intentional approach to fashion, where quality, durability, and ethical production are prioritized. As awareness of the environmental toll of the fast fashion industry continues to grow, individuals and communities have the opportunity to drive change by making informed choices and advocating for policies that promote sustainable practices within the fashion sector. In conclusion, the fast fashion industry's environmental toll is a pressing concern that cannot be ignored. Its model of overproduction, waste generation, and exploitation of resources poses significant threats to the planet and its inhabitants. By understanding the implications of fast fashion, consumers can take proactive steps towards reducing their impact, fostering a culture of sustainability that values ethical production and mindful consumption. The transition to a more sustainable fashion landscape is not only essential for the environment, but also for the well-being of future generations.